This is my monthly overview of the real estate stats for different counties in North Texas. And this specific video is for Johnson County, Parker County, Ellis County, and Wise County. As usual, we start with the review of the prices, what's going on with the pricing in those areas. So I know it's a busy graph, but the 2025, the beginning of the 25 is in this little corner. The rest of it is 2022, 2023, 2024. So as we can see, based on this graph, January of 2025 was a low point for a while for Parker County, was slightly on a decline, but not the lowest point for Wise County. Same for Ellis County, and only a slight decline, not terrible decline, almost no change for Johnson County. But as you can see, that was January, and since then, all counties except for Wise County experienced a jump. Now, that jump that is being recorded in February are closed contracts. So if you're seeing jump in closed contracts prices, it means that in February, it means that the offers for those contracts were probably written in January, at least 20 to 30 days prior. For that reason, I would say that it looks like January was quite busy for all counties except Wise. In terms of people writing offers and writing offers on more expensive homes or writing higher offers. So that is actually very encouraging to see. Out of these 4 counties, the best performance, I think, was in Parker County. The second best performance, I think, was in Ellis County, just based on the side of the jump. Although, if you look at it, the Parker County barely reached the December performance, while Ellis County outperformed December performance, even though they both encountered difficult times in January. Very slight increase, almost not noticeable in Johnson County from the standpoint of the previous months, and as we mentioned before, a slight price decline in Wise County. Next up, let's take a look at our days in the market so we can see how we're doing from a standpoint, how quickly the properties are moving. Picture is actually not as favorable in the days in the market category. Let's find out January. So in January, Johnson County was on average 48 days, Parker County average was 62 days in the market, Ellis County 44, and Wise County was 66. So we can see that Wise County and Parker County took the first place in terms of days in the market being pretty high, 3 months or more, 3 months or more. So that was January, but boy, what happened? So if the highest measure for the days in the market in January was in Wise County was 64. Look at what happened in February. In February, we had the highest number jumped up to 91 in Parker County. Now, mind you, this is for single family, 3 to 4 bedrooms resale. I'm not taking new construction into account. So what we can see from here is that the worst performance in days in the market, the longest time to sell is currently Johnson and Parker. Wise County was 96 days. 96 days, that's a lot. And then Parker County was 91 days. So for those of you who are flipping and thinking about taking a property under, to do a flip, to rehab, just be aware that if you are budgeting, let's just say 3 months of rehab or 4 months of rehab, you also need to budget minimum 2, potentially even 3 months of hold in order for your numbers to be accurate. And just be aware that no matter how good your flip is, if the average days in the market are that long, you might just have to wait, even if your flip is looking wonderful. So just red alert. These 2 counties are super high, 3 months of wait with no buyers on average. And then even the county that are performing well being quote unquote, which is Ellis County and Johnson County, are 40, what is that? Johnson County 64 and Ellis County is 53 days in the market, still 2 months. So for these 4 counties, your wait time, even if you have every reason to believe that it will sell quickly, adjust your expectations to think that your flip is going to take 2 to 3 months to sell. Also want to notice that this kind of holding time, the days in the market, are the worst we have seen in the last 5 years. So even in 2023, at the worst part of 2023, the highest, the highest and the worst was 82 from Wise County. And everybody was trading in about 57, 30 to 50 days in the market category. So this is a significant slowdown of the buyer activity from that standpoint. Okay, months of percent of original price. So how many price cuts and how deep of the price cuts do the sellers have to make these days in order to go under a contract? So the way that you read this graph is that 100 means that the home seller or investor received 100% of the asking price. Anything below 100 is a price cut. And right now, if we look at the price cuts performance, we can see that actually we're very close to the performance of 2023. We're only slightly below the 2023 performance. And as of right now, we see that most home sellers in February, when they were closing in February, which means that the contracts were written in January or maybe beginning of February. But on average, people were taking 4% price cuts. So how did that impact you and why that important? It is super important because when you're calculating the potential ARV, the after repair value of the property, you're obviously thinking that you're going to sell the property at or close to the ARV of the property. Now, based on what we see in this graph, I would urge you to look to create 2 different calculations. One with an ARV being whatever you think the ARV should be, and one with the ARV being 4% below. So if let's just say your house is, you're planning to put it in the market at 300, 4% of 300 means you need to be putting it about 288, 290. So just ask yourself, after I calculate all my rehab and my hold and financing expenses, if I had to cut the price by 1,200, will I still be breaking even? Will I still have a good margin, or will I start to feel underwater? And if you think that you might be underwater, if you had to take a 12 cent doors or 15 cent doors price cut on a 300 cent door property, then you might need to renegotiate the purchase price, simply because based on the experience with this, or based on the data from these counties, you should expect to, whatever your initial price, the one that you put in the market in the first day, you will probably end up with a 4% price cut by the time that you're under contract. Months of supply is a ratio, and that ratio is unsold homes divided by sold homes. How many months of selling these homes would we have to go through in order for us to completely empty out the inventory? So as of right now, I'm seeing these numbers. Wise County, if no more new homes came on the market starting today, it would take 6.4 months in Wise County to completely sell all the unsold homes that are waiting for buyers. In Johnson County, it is 4.3 months, Parker 4.6, and Ellis is 4.1. I would say that I would say that Johnson, Parker, and Ellis are what I would call balanced market. In my personal experience, once you go past 3 months of supply, you're now in a balanced market, means neither the buyers nor the sellers have a specific advantage in that market. But once you go above 4 months of supply, then you're starting to get into buyer market territory. So from that standpoint, Johnson, Parker, and Ellis County are just like one hair over the buyer market territory. kind of numbers. But the Wise County, unfortunately, is deep into the buyer market territory. So if you're thinking about taking on a property to flip, my recommendation, just be aware that there's 6.5 months of unsold inventory pending to be waiting for buyers in Wise County, and that should affect all of your calculations from ARV to hold time to initial, offer price on a property. It said it's still doable to sell properties in this county in this high months of supply counties. It takes a while to find a buyer who selects your home among dozens and hundreds of similar homes, also flipped homes. Homes for sale. This is what I would call the supply part of the equation. Here we see how many homes are pending sale in general or wanting to sell, looking to sell. They're active, they're not under contract in January and February. As we can see, my apologies. Johnson, Parker, and Ellis are tracking very closely. Their numbers are within a couple of hundreds of one another, 580, 660, 620. So those are the numbers in Ellis County. Now notice that after an initial decline, right after Christmas holidays, which is understandable, people pulled away. People decided to wait out the Christmas holidays and relist the property after the holidays and after the warm weather starts to, make its way back into Texas again. And so we can see that starting from November, we go into the holiday season. There's a sharp drop in number of available homes. It kind of goes flat during January, and then we see a slight spike. And we see a slight spike in Ellis County and in Parker County. Slightly noticeable, but spike. But Johnson County and Wise County are flat. We do not see an increase in the number of homes for sale. So people are either waiting to see what will happen. Maybe they're waiting for better months to put their property in the market. Maybe they want to put it in May or in June. But the fact is that right now the Johnson and the Wise County sellers are taking a break. And then last but not least is buyers' behavior, closed sales. How many homes actually got sold that signify the demand part of the equation? As we can see, Wise County, not surprisingly, the demand is declining. We've seen some other trouble signs for Wise County, and that demand been declining since October. So since October, they have not seen any increase in demand. It's been slipping. And I would say if I was a betting person, I would recommend that those of you who are thinking about flipping in Wise, wait a little bit to see what will happen, because right now I'm just not seeing. I mean, if you take a house under contract and it takes you several months to flip it, and then you put it back on the market smack in the middle of, let's just say, summer holidays, that might work out. But as far as putting the properties on the market right now in Wise County, there's a lot of red flags for Wise County at the moment. The Parker County is performing flat for now. The demand has peaked in 2024 in July, Parker. It's been slipping steadily ever since. Well, that's to be expected during the holidays, and then it's hit its rock bottom in January of 2024, and then it's flattened out in February. But we see the optics of buyer activity in Ellis County, Ellis County, and especially in Johnson County. So we can kind of summarize that from a standpoint of demand. Wise is slowly declining. Parker is flat. Johnson is sharply up. Ellis is somewhat up. That is all that I see for this discussion on these 4 counties. My name is Elena Garrett. I'm a realtor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas. I have access to MLS. If you need me to run similar numbers for a specific zip code, a specific city, or even a specific neighborhood, let me know. My phone number will be in the description of this video below. I'm always happy to pull the data for people and share it with me as much like if the time allows. But yeah, if you need more information to help you to decide whether to purchase property in this county versus that county, I hope that helps. I hope that helps a lot. Again, as I said, my name is Elena Garrett. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Central 75 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas. And I will see you guys, as usual, at the next video.